On this week's Throwdown, Kyle Bernier demos the workout.
We've got chest to bar, front squat, toes to bar, overhead squat, power cleans, and burpees.
We announce these workouts every Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern.
Join our entire community to practice the skill of competing.
Use the next 2 days to plan a strategy, grab some friends, and throw down on Saturday.
See where you stack up each week on our Throwdown leaderboard. It's free to sign up. Go to trainingthinktank.com/throwdown.
This week's Throwdown is a 3-part workout. On a running clock from 0 to 3 minutes, 21:15.9 of chest to bar and front squats. At that 3-minute cap, you're gonna take a 1-minute rest at 4 minutes, 21:15.9 again. This time you're going with toes to bar and overhead squats, 1-minute rest at the 8-minute mark with a cap of 13 minutes, so you have 5 minutes for the last part. You're gonna do 21:15.9 of power cleans and bar facing burpees. The weight for all pieces is 135 for the men and 95 for the girls.
As always, we recommend that you have a judge for these workouts so that you're holding yourself to a high standard. The movement standards are in the description below, but we wanted to make a quick note. The burpees, that you can get over the bar any way that you would like as long as you are facing the bar at the bottom with your chest and thighs in contact with the ground.
To give you some context, Kyle Bernier is a 27-year-old athlete. He's about 5'11", a little over 200 pounds. He's been to regionals twice as an individual, competed at the sanctional level. So that can give you some context as you're watching him go through this and trying to attack the workout as best as possible. He's almost at a professional athlete level, so you can use that as some context or as a reference point to make your strategies to be successful in this workout.
We just launched our first episode of the Corpus Animus podcast this week. If you want to watch or listen, you can go to YouTube or iTunes to check those out.
And there's a lot of weightlifting in this workout that's barbell cycling based. If you want to get a better context or understanding of how to weightlift specific to the sport of CrossFit, this week in the classroom, I just released a series called Weightlifting in the Sport of CrossFit where you can learn more.
All right, let's see Kyle's strategy.
My strategy for this workout, not blow up on the first 3-minute one. The 21:15.9, let me double check, of chest bars and front squats. I'm gonna try to hold on to the bar and go unbroken, but a smooth pace. And on the pull-ups, ideally unbroken there, but I'm not gonna sprint either one of those. It's gonna be more smooth than anything. Then a minute rest into the next one. What is that? Toes to bar, overhead squats. I've done that before, 21:15.9. I honestly don't think me or many other people are gonna finish within that 3-minute time cap. So it's just gonna be a strong pace. Try not to drop the bar from overhead and try not to let go of the bar, but grip's gonna be blown up there. And then the last one, what's that? Power cleans and bar facing burpees. But you get 5 minutes there. I think there's potential to finish that, so I'm gonna try to go pretty fast and touch and go the bar as much as I can. We'll see. So, but disclaimer to you guys at home watching, I'm a little tired. Doing a little dumb challenge, I'll say. David Goggins, every 4 hours for 48 hours, you run 4 miles, and I did that through the night last night, so I haven't slept a lot, and so. But I'm not making excuses. We're here, we're gonna get it done.
He's a trooper.
He is.
Well, 2 things. One, did he just roll out of bed and then do this workout because his hair was everywhere?
Didn't sleep.
Yeah, and then 2, he didn't even know the workout. He's still really fit.
He's sleep deprived.
All right, so he's gonna obviously go unbroken here. I don't know if that's the best strategy for most people on the first set. If you have really good chest to bars, that might make sense, but otherwise I would maybe do 1 break.
Yeah, so the format of this workout is set up so that the time caps are really aggressive for the best athletes, even just meeting this first time cap. The second one, I'm not sure if it'll even be met. And then the third one probably wouldn't be tough if people were fresh, but given the volume of work and the limited rest is going to be a super tight time cap. So really you got to think about if it's 3 different scores, how you manage your energy and manage your pace. I don't think unbroken is going to be the strategy for most people here because it'll just end up being redlined.
Yeah.
Do you think that if you know you're going to get capped on this, maybe you do start out aggressive on the chest to bars and just try to get deep at the beginning and then start breaking?
Yeah, it might be the thing is there's only 90 reps in the workout, so on a big leaderboard, and the throwdown's a pretty big leaderboard, and smaller than the open, but 1 or 2 reps could be a ton of different places. So I think that might be the strategy to go after. I mean, he finished the 21s and the 21s, and he was at like 120, 115, 120. So I think, you know, if you're breaking up too much and taking long breaks, you might just struggle to get through the the 15 set of front squats or something like that.
Yeah, I would think about it in a different way. Movement speed is king in the sport. And so if you're doing like a big set of 21 and then all of a sudden your front squats are really slow, like he's already pausing here, that's just not going to work to have an elite time. I mean, his time's going to be unbelievable, but still, like, there's going to be someone that's not pausing, that's going faster. So breaking your sets for 3 seconds to go faster on the movements when you're there, actually, I think, in my opinion, makes more sense. The other thing to think about too is you got 3 workouts in one. So if you sell out in the first one, a 1 minute rest is not enough to be able to recover. So you just got to keep that in mind as well.
Should we talk about the fact that Kyle did not finish his David Goggins challenge?
So he killed himself.
That's when we asked him to be the demo. I didn't know that he was going to be doing it. He told me he was going to do it. I was like, all right, sure, whatever. I mean, you got no competition coming up close. If you think that'll help you develop your mind state, let's see what it's like. And then he decided to demo the throwdown.
I didn't know he was doing that when I asked him, and we were supposed to film this at 8 a.m. and I woke up at like 6 and had a text from like 4 in the morning asking if we could push it to 9. I was like, what is going on?
Yeah.
What is he doing at 4 a.m.?
Crazy, man. All right, so he finished the first one in 2:44, unbroken. Based on that, I mean, the transition speed could be a little faster. You could cut out the pauses on the front squats. So like, I don't know, maybe a 2:30 time for somebody like, I don't know, Noah, just trying to move fast back and forth. And then that would also give you a little bit more rest. For me, I don't think I'm going to even try to finish the workout.
Yeah, I actually think it's going to be pretty close to just a chest to bar Fran.
Yeah.
The front squat's a little bit slower, but because the thruster takes longer, the front squat and that actually equal out. A couple things real quick for those that are going to do this at home, some things that can allow you to speed up the movements. The first thing for chest to bars that I would do is widen your grip. So if you haven't practiced this, don't just jump in the workout and do it. But one of the things that I have my athletes do is change their grip settings kind of based on the workout and how many reps there are. So doing 21 really fast, if you widen it out, will cut off maybe a quarter second a rep. And then the other thing is widening out your feet in the front squat. It changes the depth, and so you have to kind of reach a little bit more to get below parallel, but that's something that can speed it up.
All right, a minute rest, and then he's off.
So something I've always noticed with Kyle is he cycles his toes to bar pretty quickly.
Yeah, he does.
He does that like punch down, knee up thing.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind as you see, like even with his fast speed, how this piece goes.
You can't really see his feet, but he kind of has a bent knee at the bottom where his feet reach back, even though his hips aren't really in extension. He doesn't have that typical gymnastics like full arch to get the toes behind the bar, but they cycle really quickly like this. So he broke up. What did he do in his
He
first
did
set?
11:10, I believe.
11:10.
Also, I know I was picking on him for pausing on the front squats, but he's really fit. Like, he's one of the best in the world. So you're going to see him crush this, and maybe you're like, oh, I can't believe he didn't finish this piece. But, like, I don't think there's going to be anybody that finishes it.
You should pick on him. Yeah.
He's better than me, so I don't want to.
Yeah, the cycle speed of toes to bar, I think, is slower. The fatigue just mounts up, and then the overhead squats here. So I think for somebody who's less fit, less talented, you're thinking of this, I mean, you got to be sprinting the work that you are doing because it's only 3 minutes total to work. And if you're accustomed to, like, I know for myself, I try to adhere to like 20-second rest clocks for myself in workouts. If you do that, 1 20-second rest is cutting away a huge portion of your overall workout. So you have to figure out a strategy to move quick, keep your rest breaks tight, and maybe think about the 21s as almost like, I'm going to sprint for as long as I can in this until I need to take my first break. That's kind of what Mia was alluding to in the 21:59 chest to bar front squat portion.
You take 20-second breaks?
Yeah.
That's a long time.
I beat you in a lot of Metcons. Don't you judge my 20 seconds. Yeah.
One of the things Kyle said before he started was that grip may be a factor, and I know it's only one thing that you're hanging on the bar here, but it is funny that hanging on and then doing an overhead squat where your wrist is in deep extension, it actually is pretty tough.
Yeah, I think it's also arms overhead.
Yes,
so you're
for
like
sure.
Blood's having to pump blood into the hands while they're overhead above your heart the whole time.
He still looks pretty good.
Yeah, these rest breaks, 3, 4, 4 seconds. So
I think that's something to take away, not to cut you off, but like the best in the sport, they are still breaking. But this is what I kind of mean by like, there's no such thing as over pacing, it's over resting. He's just getting right back on the bar. So he jumps off 3 seconds, he's back on. That's how you get faster at the sport.
It's
one of the ways.
Not 20-second breaks? I thought that was
You're working your way up.
That's how I'm going to become. You said movement speed is the king of CrossFit.
Yeah.
I move
probably
really
shouldn't say
fast
that.
and then I rest for 20 seconds.
Chris is telling me to shh.
We're screaming.
I'm so excited.
He was
Yeah,
he was pushing
he's
here.
hurting.
Yeah.
And he still can smile though.
He's like Annie Thor's daughter, always smiling at every workout.
I don't. I'm crying. Oh yeah, look at that
So
face.
he finished
That's fatigue
the
face.
15 overhead squats. Had the
So
round of
he
9
went
left.
through 21 and 15. I do think, I think it'll be real close, but I think that you'll see some people finish the 9 toes to bar and get into that set of overhead squat. I'm not sure if anybody's going to have the juice to finish. Somebody watching this challenge me and finish this.
I mean, you would need another 40 seconds at least from where he finished to be able to do that. So maybe someone
quick.
can.
Yeah.
All right, so this might be the worst one, power clean and burpee, just because you're going to have to sprint the burpees to be able to finish.
That should put a challenge out that anybody that finishes this 3 workouts gets a high five.
Yeah, well, you have to...
A violation of
Full of
social distancing.
coronavirus.
High five,
violating-
hug, kiss. You must post a video, though.
Yeah.
Don't just say you finished.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, power clean, bar facing burpees. I'll probably go unbroken and full speed in this one.
Max post a score of 0 for the first 2, just so he can win the third one.
I think even if I did that, somebody would beat me, sadly.
He told me before this, he was like, I just hope I don't have to go singles on the cleans. And he didn't do that, so
He said
good
that?
job, Kyle. Yeah.
These
He may
rest
have
breaks
just
are
been
a little bit
being
long.
dramatic.
Yeah.
Yeah, so one way you could look at this, like that rest break, I mean, it may not be long for most people watching, but for him that was too long.
Yeah.
Is do a big touch and go set and then immediately go down and do a couple singles and then another touch and go set. I know that sounds crazy, but I've seen Travis do that and like it's really successful.
Yeah, you have basically you need the ability to, I think, have like different gears with barbell cycling where you can do that and then you could recover as you're working through singles. I mean, that was 13 seconds. See, 20 seconds is not that unreasonable of a rest break.
Yeah, but you do that in the first 2 minutes.
No, it's not true. I think we should put up another poll about how everyone believes that I'm going to beat you now. after
In
last
what?
week. In this workout. Are you going to do this?
I can't do chest to bars.
Oh.
You don't have the butterfly motion or what is it?
Marky, shoulder hurt?
Yeah, I'm rehabbing a shoulder injury, and I've been getting a lot of support from Max through it. By support, I mean emotional beatdown.
Just a reminder that I'm in the arena while you're recovering.
One of the things I would tell Kyle here is, I know that you're going to be blown up. I know he's blown up, but be a little bit more strategic on how fast you do these burpees and maybe turn the same way each time just so he's not always bringing that left leg up. And, we talk about separators. I know at the end of the third workout, it's hard to think about this, but the burpee speed matters more than the power clean speed.
Yeah. Do you think, so strategy-wise, do you think, if knowing you have a 5-minute cap for this last one, is singles with fast burpees a better strategy than trying to do touch and go?
So based off watching him, yes. But obviously this is always the question, right? Like, if you go unbroken, it's faster. Well, of course it's faster if you're like the fittest person in the world and you can do it the entire time. Most of us can't, and then our rests get so elongated that we're losing time. The sport's all about, obviously, working more than you're resting. So you just have to find whatever that balance is for you. I think that he probably would have been better off to sprint the burpees and just done fast singles on the power cleans.
Yeah, so these burpees, let's just say from there, he got over at 37. They're 3.5 seconds a burpee. For an elite athlete, that's a slow burpee cadence in a workout that only has 45 burpees.
Yeah, I think the rule of thumb for a high-level athlete is anywhere from like 2.2 to 2.5 seconds per burpee in a workout like this.
Yeah. And that would be, I think that's maintained even under fatigue.
Correct.
Right?
That's
like
what I mean.
like,
Is at the end of a workout, you still have to be at that pace to win.
Yeah, and if it were just this workout by itself, it probably would be like 2 seconds or lower.
Maybe
right?
lower than 2 seconds. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm sure that some of his capacity was impacted by his desire to do the Goggins challenge. I reminded him, he said he wanted to do it, and I'm all for people doing whatever they want, whatever helps them psychologically feel like they're getting better. But I was like, hey, remember, David Goggins is not a professional athlete, so it might not be the best strategy for developing, these sport-specific skills. So I'm sure that had some sort of an impact on his ability to push right now.
How
Not
many
sleeping.
training days did he have to take off after?
He took 2 full days off, and then he said he's going to train with us today, but we'll see.
It would ruin me if I tried to do that. I just would be so messed up.
Yeah, well, it ruined him too. It became no longer about 4 miles. It became about he did a Metcon at every 4
hours.
Yeah, I'm like, it's not really the same thing, but
No,
whatever.
not at all.
I'm not going to get up in the middle of the night and do a Metcon, so more power to you.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be the hardest thing is the sleep.
Yeah.
Like I need my 8 hours.
All right, so this is his sprint finish kick, right? He's coming up on the 13-minute mark. He's in the set of 15 burpees right now. Yeah, so after watching this, I do think this one will be finishable by people. That middle one, I feel like people will finish. The elite athletes that are not doing marathons through the night will probably finish workout 1, finish workout 3, and then be somewhere close in workout 2. But I really don't think people will finish all 3. Brandon, you think?
Yeah, no, I don't think so either. I'm sure someone always surprises us, right? Like with their ability to go faster on toes to bar or maybe overhead squats, but on the 1 and the 3 for sure.
Yep.
So last set of power cleans. And he held on to some touch and go with a quick transition.
Yeah, really good finish there.
Yeah.
That's a great way to do
You
it.
can see the pain and looking at the clock. When is it going to be over?
Nice job, Kyle.
Well done, Kyle.
It got bad. The front squat chest bars weren't terrible. The overhead squats, toe to bar, it just got tough, grippy, like gripping wise. And you start breathing a lot heavier. The 20-59 power cleans and burpees. That got me, not even so much the cleans. The burpees, man, is a lot. So it was a good workout.
It's a wrap, you know what I'm saying? Your boy Project Pata in this thing, man. Hey, look, man, thank y'all for watching Training Think Tank's YouTube channel. Y'all hit that motherfucking subscribe button, you know what I'm saying? So y'all go ahead, man. Thank y'all for watching the channel, you know what I'm saying? Hit that motherfucking subscribe button, let it be known, what it be known, what it be known, you know what I'm saying? Pata.